bars.
You are now tuned in to the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is the Balancing Act Radio Show with AJ Throwback and Ramsey Brown. Only on WinDCRadio.com, the WinDC Radio app, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live on the WinDC Radio pages. And of course, it's all powered by GoHardMikeLee.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, and everybody in between. Welcome to another always special edition, Bars.
Absolutely.
Right here with your man AJ Throwback.
Ramsey Brown.
Yes. How you doing, bro?
Doing great. About you?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. You know what I'm saying? Another beautiful day here in the DMV.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's cold, but you know.
It actually snowed.
Right. Got a little dusting last night.
That's what we call it dust. A light dust.
I didn't think it was going to be that cold even for anything to stick, but I mean, you know, I guess the ground got cold in time for it to happen.
Temperature definitely dropped overnight.
Yes, sir. So, we got a packed show today, man.
I know. I'm waiting.
Absolutely. We got absolutely phenomenal MC coming through. Prowess the Testament.
Absolutely.
Be here around about 11:15, and be talking to her about not only her latest project, Sky God, Heir Apparent, but her forthcoming project, A Tale of Two Masters.
Oh.
And so we got we got one surprise that we gonna unleash. We got a couple surprises. We gonna unleash one. So that's gonna be at 11:15, and then at noon we have GoHardMikeLee coming in to we're gonna be talking to him about his 7 series that he's got going on right now. He's been releasing singles, I want to say once a week, and you know what I'm saying, hot singles, man. Like, I mean, he give you a little bit of everything. He can give you some depth. He can give you some joints for the ride. Give you a little bit of everything, you know. So you know, and he's a return guest, so. That's the homie right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody who is watching on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Tell a friend, we on. If you're not tuned in already. But without further ado, we ain't gonna waste too much time. We're gonna go ahead and get into the music before Prowess gets here. Shout out to my main man Jay Heat. Got another BET placement. His song that we're about to play, Remy and Eggnog. Featured in the BT movie, original movie, Twas the Chaos Before Christmas. I think that's the title of it. But I think it's Twas the Chaos Before Christmas. But his song is featured in that movie. So make sure if y'all haven't seen it yet, go and check it out on BT. They probably playing it left and right, DVR, find it. You know what I'm saying? Show my man Jay Heat some love, but we're going to show him some love right here, right now, with his latest song, Remy and Eggnog, right in time for the holidays. On the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
Jay Heat, hustle every anything. Happy holidays. Tip your cup. 'Tis the season, it's time to live it up. It's been a good year, go ahead and tip your cup. Happy holidays, I had to flex out. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy in my eggnog. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy in my eggnog. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy. All I want for Christmas is a pocket full of riches and a Glock with the extension. You could put that on my wish list. Chillin' with my hitters at a party full of strippers, pretty women, and a whole lot of liquor. Hey, see, I always do it big, but this year I'ma do it bigger. Need a chopper for my brother, all designer for my sister, a vacay for my mother, and some diamonds for the missus. While you at it, throw some bags in for assistance. Can't forget about my father, love my homie, he a baller. Gotta put him in the yacht so he can pull up at the harbor. And I love my J-La Boo, you know that's my little mama. If I could, I'd get a whole roll to my daughter.
Merry Christmas!
'Tis the season, it's time to live it up. It's been a good year, go ahead and tip your cup. Happy holidays, I had to flex down. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy in my eggnog. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy in my eggnog. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy. Sipping on that Remy, higher than a sleigh. Happy holiday. Sipping on that Remy, higher than a sleigh. Happy holidays. All I want for Christmas is to see my brother get it. Help my mans to see the vision. I want all my people winning. Want my brothers out of prison and the snitch to come up missing. Want the skins to go the distance and the finals for the Wizards. It's a drought around my way, so go ahead and send a blizzard. If they put it in an order, then you know I'm gon' deliver. Cause I'm trying to get it back, so I gotta stack them figures. Need to cut some people off, so I'm gonna need some scissors. Tis the season, it's time to live it up. It's been a good year, go ahead and tip your cup. Happy holidays, I had to flex down. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy in my eggnog. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy in my eggnog. Christmas tree on Liddy, got the Remy. Sipping on that Remy, higher than a sleigh. Happy holidays. Sipping on that Remy, higher than a sleigh. Happy holidays. Sipping on that Remy, higher than a sleigh. Happy holidays. Sipping on that Remy, higher than a sleigh. Happy holidays.
You hear this spot right here? This could be your spot where you pull your new customer. If you're a nascent or established business or entrepreneur and you believe you have the right product for our audience, then advertise with Bars. For more details on our rates, packages, and deals for first-time clients, email balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
Talking that real shit. You be talking that nonsense. I be talking that real shit. You be talking that nonsense. I be talking that real shit. You be talking that nonsense. I be talking that real shit. Yeah, you be talking that nonsense. Catch me with a white girl, bra full of that white girl. About to link with some white girls. When they get drunk, they like girls. Real, I'm different. Came home in distance. Myself from them same dudes that left me in prison. No sneak diss or sublime. I'm just on man time. When I was down, they stepped on me. I blew up like landmines. Two-time offender. You know my agenda. Let's get rich or die trying. I will not surrender. My whip game is blender. All up in her. From right here with one shot, you'll fall like September. A1 since day one. With all of my day ones. Black and Caucasian. My hoodie on for Trayvon. Let's go! I be talking that real shit. You be talking that nonsense. I be talking that real shit. You be talking that nonsense. I be talking that real shit. Way. You be talking that nonsense. Way. I be talking that real shit. Way. You be talking that nonsense.
I'm the number one topic, Monopoly, that's my shit. Y'all be talking that fly shit, but I promise you, you are not this. Pardon me, but I got this. Watch this, hotness, riding around in some hot shit. I drive it like I robbed it, let's go. Y'all be talking that beef, but y'all don't really want to see shit. Y'all be talking that weak. Keep it on some peace, cause when we come, we see shit. Don't let me catch you reach it. Don't start shit, gon' beat shit. Stayed down till we came up, stayed up till we laid up. Stay soaking my wave up, I stays up, I'm way up. Never taking no pay cut, just trying to pick my pace up. Stay ripping that stage up, this rap shit is a layup. Let's go!
I be talking that real shit. You be talking that nonsense.
stand with my chest, no need to play it back. But I still play it back, cause we hot, candle wax. Y'all get high on acting pills and start to mumbling on tracks. Mumbling, stumbling, fumbling, dumb, and dumb ain't even as dumb as them. Took your lady to my quickie mart and tell her she's come again. Soon as mayhem drop, you hear the screams, the cheers, the rumblings. Rockwell, Sean Jigs, and Mouth, Monopoly boys back on they stuff again. Ain't hard to tell that the boy chosen. Where I get to these bars, you would think that the bar closing. Talking that talk you talking, that'll get your jaw broken. See me in close security like I'm Charles Oakley.
Let's go. I be talking that real shit. That real. You be talking that nonsense. That dope. I be talking that real shit. That real. You be talking that nonsense. Let's go. I be talking that real shit. That real. Way. You be talking that nonsense. That dope. I be talking that real shit, that real way. You be talking that nonsense. Let's go.
If you're an urban contemporary indie artist, then this is your platform. Send us clean versions of your music to Balancing Act Radio Show at gmail.com. That's Balancing Act Radio Show at gmail.com.
I can't go through this with you anymore.
I'm done. Oh, I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me again. I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me again.
Tear stains on my pillow, window pane, rain dripping down my window. Thinking about all that we've been through. Lost my self-esteem, running away them other chicks. Side chicks posting flicks on IG. I see you smiling in the pics. You call them groupies though. Smiling, trying not to let my feelings show. Dudes holler at me, I curve them though. Even though you treat me like I'm single though, I'm still faithful. Realized I loved you more than I love myself. You're an arrogant narcissist.
I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me again. I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me
Let's
again.
have a conversation about these rumors of another baby. But you got me at the clinic terminating. Got me looking crazy. Boy, I would've died for you. I knew about them bodies and our robberies. I would've did life for you. Never snitching by your side. Let you stash it in my ride. Lost myself, added stress. Trying to help you build your pride. Left school, left my job. Even stopped talking to my moms. Thinking about it. It's so hard. I wish I never met you. Now I live to regret you. Was afraid to upset you. Now I know you only do what I let you. No stressing. Do you, I'ma do me. I'm free and I would never love a man more than I love me. Keep it real, I wasted time fooling around with you. You played me and it hurts, but I'll make it through. Lesson learned, I'm cool. I'm pretty goal-oriented and spiritual. You're lost, boss. You'll never find another me. Trust me, boo.
I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me again. I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me again. Today I choose me. I choose me. I'm determined to be free. To be free. Yeah. Me for life. I will never let another come before me again. I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me again. I'ma love me. I'ma love me. I'ma love me for life. I will never let another come before me again.
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback and Ramsey Brown. Only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. That was T Spaz featuring Tangier with I Love Me. Before that, we had Mouth featuring Monopoly Family with Real. ish. And starting off the set, we have my man Jay Heat with Remy and Eggnog once again. If y'all haven't seen 'Twas the Chaos Before Christmas, make sure y'all check that out. His song is featured in that movie on BET. Check your local listings for details. All right. I'm trying to see if we have anybody, because for whatever reason the Facebook Live isn't up, but the YouTube Live, if you're listening, the YouTube Live is up. I did post the link, so you have no excuses not to watch. We on YouTube Live today, but it doesn't look like anybody checked in so far. But since we got our special guest here, let's intro her properly.
Whether they're artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, politicians, activists, or simply folks you need to know, we've got the line to the movers and shakers of DC, Maryland, Virginia, and beyond. This is 15 minutes of game on the Balancing Act Radio Show.
When I tell y'all, in terms of like looking forward to somebody coming on this show, there are a few people that, you know, and there's no knock to anybody that's come on here, but you know, this is special right here. First and foremost, this is my Fresh Tribe sister.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, like just a phenomenal artist, MC, sings too. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like just all the way threat. None other than legendary Prowess the Testament.
What up? What up?
Yes.
DC.
Yes. Welcome to Bars.
That's right. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, we're happy to have you here. You know what I'm saying? I know you and Ramsey probably, you know, Ramsey know everybody. You know what I mean?
He does.
Ramsey's like my dad, you know what I mean? Like my dad know everybody around the city. Like Ramsey the same way, you know, so.
See the staple, I don't think so, but
You and Head Rock are like the DC cabinet.
Right. Facts, yeah. So how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling great.
That's good.
I'm excited to be here. I've been waiting for months for this.
Yeah, 6 months. It's been 6 months since we first made this happen back in June, and you know, in fact, hold on, I had a note from I think it was like some messages that we had. Oh, let me pull it up. Be a little bit more prepared, Joe. Oh, you said scenes far off, but it'll be here before you know it. And
that's right.
Lo and behold, we're here.
Right here.
Yes, absolutely. So, your name.
Yes.
Prowess the Testament. So, there's a story behind it. A legend.
A legend, yeah. I mean, in happenstance, KRS-One gave me my moniker. Kind of, I guess you could say, it was inspired by KRS-One. Okay. He came here to DC for Hip Hop Appreciation Week. So, you know, the Temple of Hip Hop, which is KRS-One sort of cultural appreciation of hip hop. It's this whole entire sort of, I would just say, programmatic sort of design around celebrating hip hop and the origins of it. And so he came here, he was looking for artists to open up his tour that he was doing at that time. And so myself, Lex Matthews, like a bunch of people that are known here in the area, all came to performed, basically auditioned to go on the tour. And after my shoe came off while I was auditioning, and I was first up to the mic, and I didn't know, and they put us, it was 9:30 Club. Shouts to Claudia Calleros, DJ Soyo, and to Earth One, who had even, you know, put this out as in the universe for me, who brought me there to perform. But I was, like I said, 9:30 Club, my shoe comes off on stage, and the people just look, you know, everybody's holding arms because they're like, I want to see the teacher, not you. Who are you?
Right.
And so I had to rip it without my shoe on.
Wow.
And I kicked the other one off, and I just made it a part of the show, and I used that in my bars, that like I kick it till I'm shoeless. So so when I got off stage, he was like, that's prowess right there. That is true prowess. So I took that moniker for myself.
Yeah.
The Testament kind of came later.
Okay. And I'm glad you teed it up like that in terms of talking about that particular instance, because one of the things, and I'm sure Ramsey can attest to this, like one of the things that I admire about you as an artist, as a lyricist, you know, you have a lot of people that are great in studio, but that you get them on stage, they have no presence.
Yeah.
You can definitely not say that about you. Like you have a presence, an intensity, an energy that, like, I've frankly never seen on stage before. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the stuff that you do live, like when Words, Beats, and Life did the thing over the summer. I forget what the series was called.
Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yes, Chinatown Block Party.
Right, exactly. So, like, you had this thing. I think you were like, you had papers.
Yes.
And I was like, what you about to do with these papers? But it fit what you were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And thinking about the fact that you've opened for greats like KRS-One, like Wu-Tang Clan, like Pharoah Monch, like so many other great people, yet you come on the stage. It kind of reminds me of something that actually our station CEO, Nico, he on an episode of the Go Radio show, he had some go-go people talking about how you would have the national acts come here, and the go-go acts would open for them, but the go-go acts would watch them.
That's absolutely right. My uncle played for Chuck Brown for close to 30 years. And so music has been a part of my childhood, but especially go-go music. And I feel like that, when people ask me about the origin story, and I always design this around like hip-hop was not my origin story. It started in go-go. It's our indigenous culture, it's our indigenous music, and it's more than just music, right? It's how you carry yourself. It's the dance, it's the flair, it's the and I also sang in a go-go band.
Oh wow!
And shout out to Elevation Band and Black Ice Band. But yeah,
okay.
so that kind of gave me a sense of, you know, a little bit of putting me in a spotlight where I was like forced to get up on a chair and sing. People come up on stage, they're gonna bum rush you to work the walls and clap, and you know you gotta make sure you're, you know, in your stance, and that you're just as strong and present in that moment.
And I mean, what's funny about you saying that you were in go-go, it's like, it's something about go-go singers. It's a very specific thing with go-go singers. It's like you a good mix of like the go-go singers, but like you still have, cause some go-go singers, I'm not gonna lie, they not all great.
Yeah, oh no, that's the point. It's like, right, it's like Mary J. Blige though. You know, Mary J. Blige really is, I mean, if you were to put her on any performing arts show, she wouldn't probably pass the first round. But it's that emotional connection, and it's the feel and the whole entire, you know, just the vibe that you have with the audience. And it's really about making, especially for me, it was always about this connection with the women in the audience. And I feel like in go-go, in one culture that I feel like appreciates when women walk in the door, right? Like we got, you know, this is going to be a show for us and a show with us at the same time. So I always appreciated that, the like women to the front, like that, right? Clap us to the front. That's what it is. And it's
talk about it.
And I love that, like, you know, so you're really forming a connection with them, and you're singing a song that they love, and they want you to kill that song, and it's like, baby, you better sing this song. You know, don't mess up my song. And so it's I just feel like that call and response, and that it's very spiritual. So
and that's very important in just black music, period. I mean, whether you're talking go-go, whether you're talking hip-hop, whether you're talking R&B, I mean gospel, like all forms of black music, call and response is a significant piece of, you know, what we do as artists, you know what I'm saying, as musicians, as people who just love music, because you don't even have to be on the stage, but if you're a part of the experience, you're a part of the experience, and it's like there's certain things that you know that you're gonna be doing.
That you're gonna, like my band used to dance. We used to do dance moves, and that was kind of come from, everybody know JY, the dance moves, and so you know we would do the dance moves, and I would be so awkward at first. I'm like, why I gotta be the person that gotta do all of this, you know? Why? But then in some way, I enjoyed it. It was so fun that, like, sometimes when I'm not on the front line, I would still be in the back, like with the keyboardist, like, you know, just chilling with him, like dancing in front of the keyboard. So that was always fun too, just sort of putting on a show. And what that means doesn't always mean that you're on a mic. So and that's wow, that's a really great point. Like, so it's almost like in how they talk about in basketball, moving without the ball. You know what I'm saying? But still being a part of the play. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about Scott God.
Yes.
Let's talk, because this story, I'm very interested.
Yes.
I mean, we talked about it before the show and everything. But New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So New Year's Eve, me and Arnell were sitting at my house on the couch, like it was just chilling. I guess in sort of what you would say, we were just kind of, safe mode at home. And I was doodling on a napkin, and we started like creating, together we kind of created this persona that was sort of a extrapolation of who Prowess was. It was sort of like a mix between Tia and Prowess a little bit. When I'm Tia, Arnell knows, I oftentimes say things in a room that make people uncomfortable because I'm just about, I'm an adult, and I feel like these things shouldn't be uncomfortable. It shouldn't be folklore to talk about sexuality and sensuality, right? I really, sometimes I say things that make people uncomfortable, not intended to do that, but I'm just celebrating what it's like being a woman, those TMI moments. And so, this persona, Sky God, was like a thing that was, when you're most sort of, I guess, at your most vulnerable point, which I feel like is, in your orgasmic point, the coitus part of your life, and also the flying aspect, right? Like what it means to give someone else full control. And you think about also the idea of like someone said, oh goodness, you're blaspheming. How dare you call yourself the Sky God, And I thought, but as Black people, that's the origin of our religion. Like we worship the sun, we worship celestial bodies. Like this was, who before we had organized religion that taught us that was wrong. And then, you watch the world come to a standstill when we have a solar eclipse. Like, is it really wrong, or is it just what we've been taught and sort of misrepresented throughout history? And so I really wanted to celebrate sort of all of those things combined, sort of this idea of like meta and storytelling and mythology, which I love, and also the idea of, this flight and aviation and what it means to sort of be vulnerable and relinquish yourself to someone else's control. And challenge, I think, the forces, like when you're flying, you're really challenging the forces of gravity and the laws of nature. And so I'm kind of challenging the laws that say hip-hop artists, especially as women, you have to be, either like people will say, I don't like her because she don't got bars, and it's you didn't even listen. It's her aesthetic that threw you off before you heard it. It's the conversation as I'm watching like Lizzo fans and Rhapsody fans fighting with each other. How Rhapsody ain't get nominated, she got bars and Lizzo sucks, and it's like, but you haven't given, these are total different artistry, and I'm not going to say that either one of them don't deserve to be nominated. I think we have to appreciate women in the full capacity of who they are, right? They're sexual beings, and then they're also raw, and like you can be the Iron Fist and the Velvet Glove. Eye candy, soul food, right? It's important to be both.
Interesting twist.
Yes, very interesting. Man, that's bars right there.
Absolutely.
See, you're going to have to run this tape back and then make sure you put that in a bar.
That's right. Eye candy and soul food movement. Whole. And when I say soul food, I like mine with extra fat, extra butter, and gravy, please.
It ain't soul food if it don't.
It's not, right. Exactly.
Need a
I
little
want
extra.
diet sweet potato pie, pound cake.
Diet pound cake. No diet pound cake.
No diet pound cake ever.
The Diet Coke.
Oh man, so I'm glad that you talked about the uncomfortable aspect of it.
Yes.
Because that's actually what I appreciated about Sky God is that there were a lot of moments, but because you hear people talk about sex, and sometimes it is like really vulgar.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But you talked about it in a way that's actually kind of like a mixture of the two. It's like artfully vulgar.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to even put it that way, because it's like, it's just saying certain things straight out, but it's still like an artistic way of doing it.
I started out being to go to a point like just freestyling the beat, see how vulgar it could be.
Yeah.
And I realized that it like I was self-editing myself. And to a point where I'm just like, you know what? How are people going to receive that? Especially from Prowess. Like these ain't loaded bars at your darts at your head. What are they going to do when I'm talking about, the art of fellatio? How is that going to sound?
But even that was artful though.
As much as we're I think about the idea that we stand in front of a mic, right? Like that's the most phallic symbol in the world, right? And then you're you think about the global stage you're on when you have that mic in your hand and how phallic that can be, and you're using the words, the metaphor, spitting on it. Right. And the idea of you're spitting on a mic, like, I mean, who better than a woman to do that? So to lead that movement. So I'm all about, like, expressing that part of it. But again, there's a little bit of a balance. So to your point about being artful about it and being mindful, I pulled back the Nimrod's arrow a little bit. And I gave a little bit more reserve to it. I went into the studio. The engineer I don't even know how he knew. He had the lights turned down when I recorded it. And there was a certain vibe to it when I recorded it. So even the delivery of it and just the ease of it, it was the easiest thing I've ever recorded. I recorded the whole thing in one day.
Wow. The whole album?
The whole album in one day.
I said, wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Here's something, a moment that I remember when I was at the Homeboy Sandman show.
Yes.
And you performed Kill Two Birds live.
Yes.
And I was standing next to MC Logic. And when you said the line, prenatal orgy, such a heavenly story, he had the, like, you ever listen to, what's it? I want to say, what is the last song on, what's the doggone album? I'm drunk. College Dropout.
Oh,
Kanye.
yes.
The last song where he's talking about where Jay-Z pulled the Gucci bucket hat over his face. Pretty much that's what MC Logic did when he heard that line. He was like, we just looked at each other like, bro, did she really say that out loud? Like, yo.
That was a reference to the Pope. I mean, people probably didn't hear. And like I said, I was challenging a lot of ideas and ideals and ideologies on this project around, like, the Pope and the Catholic Church and raising and all the abuse of children, right? But at the same time, we put our children in this structure that really is designed to provide discipline and safety and care, with this religious kind of ideal behind it, that your kids are going to be better behaved. I went to Catholic school, and there was no more dangerous place than my Catholic school. And so I thought about the prenatal orgies was kind of around the idea. It's sort of a little bit of a toss-in of that. But I went to, like I said, Catholic school was an interesting place. I remember being in third grade, and because you have all grades in there, and there's a guy with the condom on his mouth because he didn't know, he found it in the bathroom. And we were in third grade. We had no idea what this was at the time. And, like, now all hands off, all gloves off, I guess, because you have to teach third graders why you can never do this, why this is now dangerous, and this kid has to go to the hospital. And it's like, why does he have to go to the hospital for a balloon on his mouth? What is happening? Why is this? And then shortly thereafter, my aunt brought me home and taught me how to put one on a banana, because it was, this is third grade. I mean, but being responsible was an early thing. And I remember my father being like, never again. You're never going to her house again. She's done.
Wow.
But but I understood, I appreciated the idea around, like, you're going to learn one way from them. You're going to learn one way from your parents. But with me, you're going to learn responsibility and, how to be intelligent about this. That ultimately, this is not a dirty thing. Right. But this is something that has, you have to have refinement, and you have to have, be elegant about it. So I'll say that.
Yeah. I'm glad you used that word. That's the two words that I would combine to describe Sky God. It's like a perfect mixture of elegance and a little nasty raunchy.
Raunch aesthetic is what I was going
for. Raunch aesthetic. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
It's like the days, right? Like, I feel like that is something Lil' Kim is what I love. Lil' Kim, I look up to Lil' Kim. She is everything for me. But I said I'm the only person that cited, like, a Lil' Kim lyric and an OC lyric in the same
right.
song. I'm pretty sure, on record, that will be true. But she just, I feel like being unapologetic in who she was, and then the idea that really behind that was this little kind of girl who really didn't have that empowerment, and sort of was still fueled and designed by people around her who were providing that voice for her. Right. But she still was delivering it. It was about the delivery of it, and that she just existed in such a space to empower people. And I didn't really appreciate her until I went to, college, and I went to a, predominantly white institution. Shout out to James Madison University.
Okay.
But I got there, and all these girls that didn't look like me, that had, extremely less melanin than me, and they were walking around singing, and I knew none of the songs off hardcore, and I mean, they know everything.
Oh, wow.
And they're like,
Wow.
how do you not? And they were from Connecticut private schools, drive daddy's Benz every day, and I'm like, yo, how do y'all know this? I'm singing the Roots, and they like, what are you singing, and
Right.
so we decided to switch. You learn the Roots, give me Lil' Kim. And from that moment, right, I was hooked. But I was much older, and I was exploring my sexuality at that time and who I was as an MC, especially, because I think that's really when the person came developing. I would come to the cypher dressed up like a boy, because that's what I thought made sense. It was like, the more I look like, Sean P, the more I look like I'm in boot camp, and I'm Gore-Texed up and hoodied up, people gonna respect me.
You an honorary member of the Decepticons.
That's exactly. I'm like, oh, people gonna know I'm about to kill it when I get on the mic with this hoodie and these shell toes on, But then I realized, like, slowly, like, why can't I should be able to do that same thing in heels? And I would come from work, and I would come and I have like my dress on and everything else, and I have to run into the open mic. Shout out to True School and Capital City Records, because that's like my origins. But and I would have to come after work and be dressed up, and I have to get there and do what I do.
Yeah. I mean, and I think I'm glad that you said something about that, and I'm gonna come back to it.
Yes.
In a certain way, I'm gonna come back to it.
Yes.
But I'm glad that you said that. Now, my favorite song, Sky God, Wings of Icarus.
Yes.
That is, first of all, before we even get to that, because it can't be, we'd be remiss without talking about the production on this album.
Yes.
Is it The Unknown?
So Unknown did the soundscaping, and Unknown made this into like a cinematic blaxploitation kind of a feel to it. He heard it and designed it that way, and like he's just amazing in my book. He's my favorite producer by far of any human being on the planet. I don't care, Preem, Pete Rock, all of them. I put Unknown against every producer. Bring them all. Unknown. And but Unknown is just, it's more than a beat maker. It's more than even a producer. It's this thought partner. It's the conceptual piece of it, and the framework that he puts around things, and the journey that he takes you on, and everything has intent and purpose. Yeah. But the production was actually between myself and the Solution out of Canada. Okay. Who I met on the happenstance on the internet. Like, we just, from he's from Ottawa, from Montreal actually. Okay. And reached out to me and wanted to send me a beat. We actually are working on Tale of Two Masters, my next project together, and then I hadn't finished. I knew Sky God wasn't finished, and so I reached out to him for a couple of joints I wanted to flip. He, turns them over in a day. It's like, yeah, I looped this for you, just easy. And so props to him, and just like how amazing it has been as we've become friends and gotten to know each other. And he's been a true friend of mine, and just somebody who celebrated me and really, wanted to. He doesn't charge me for beats. He's like, he won't take money from me. It's all about like, we're a team, and we're in this together. And for somebody who's never physically met me, it just shows you the power of what music and art can do. So.
Yeah, and respect.
Yes.
Because I'm sure more than anything, he respects you as an artist, and and as a person. All the way around.
As an individual, I don't even like saying individual, but it's a spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's deep. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of something another artist I know said, and it's definitely not aimed at you, because you are exceptional, but he was saying something along the lines of, you tend to gravitate to people or want to like give people a shot when it comes to their music when you actually fool with them as a person.
Yes.
You know, and I'm sure like you said, like he got that off of you, off of your spirit and your energy and everything. And a lot of times people will run through brick walls if they can to help you achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve.
Yes, he definitely. I mean, it was just, like I said, just everything that as we were designing, putting things together, is just his belief in me has inspired me so much as somebody from, another country that I've never even been to Montreal. Wow. And so, just the idea around that. And then Wings of Icarus, I feel like that was, for me, that was what that was about. It was sort of doing something I hadn't really done before. And in that moment in the studio, it was just me and the engineer trying to determine, and again, I got to give love to Ron Vinto from Night Sky Studios, because he is just, he's divine in the way he really is devoted to his craft, and the way that watching him and his passion for it is also inspiring. So, you know, he takes the music and he's like, here's what I hear. You know, I'm like, can we do this? And he always delivers something that's more than what I even expected.
Yeah.
So Wings of Icarus for me, again, I'm a fan of mythology. I mean, if people listen back, like Air Human Breath Divine is all a celebration of sort of that mythological, the Alpha Centauri, right? I'm celebrating that throughout. I'm a nerd on mythology and meta, and like just the idea of the storytelling around mythology. And when they hear Tale of Two Masters and the project that Unknown and I are doing, they'll understand, because this is character that I won't give the details, but she is literally sort of the daughter of two gods. One lives in the sky, one lives in the underworld. And they don't know whose daughter it is. So they raise her, they co-raise her, co-parent her. And so she lives above the clouds for 6 months out of the year, and for 6 months out of the year she lives underground. And so this project that Unknown and I are working on is going to be like Running from Dawn While Chasing Shadows at Midnight, is about the exploration of this girl that's growing up in these two worlds, these very different worlds, and what happens underworld and what happens above the clouds. So it's going to come together eventually at some point.
And that sounds like something that can be seen in so many different ways, like or interpreted in so many different ways.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And think about a musical interpretation of what it means to be sort of mainstream and or surface level, and then underground or indie or whatever people want, independent now, whatever people want to call it.
Yeah.
Backpack rap, right? Like, what is that?
Yeah, so many names. That people give this stuff. Yeah.
Oh man.
Ramsey.
I have so much I want to ask, but it's not enough time. I do want to say something though. You say you're a big fan of mythology.
Yes.
I am also.
Yes.
And I don't like to use the phrase mythology though.
Oh yeah.
The reason why I'm saying it is because even, I mean, I had liberty to say some crazy
Yes.
stuff.
Go, bro.
If we're gonna get into religion, religion is mythology.
Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, again, I'm hoping these my views and not the views of the station.
That's right.
But it's a lot of things that we use play on, and like again, the mythological thing, all the stories you mentioned, I'm very aware of.
Yes.
And I didn't want to cut you off, but I know, like I said, I just wanted to fish a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I want the people to understand mythology from my perspective and how I'm hearing it from you.
Yes.
It's like I said, listen to you when you are going to Catholic school, and to me, like I said, that's mythology.
Yeah.
So we as a people get so hung up on trying to separate the ideologies behind what people feel religion is supposed to be truthful.
Yes.
And mythology is not.
Right.
When they, to me, are from the same vein.
Absolutely.
So it's just the characters. Like I'm loving the way you expressing and explaining it. Because, like I said, I had to chime in because it's the little man in me is coming out because I want to veer it off because it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I know we might want to do a on the road, so we can do
to really explain.
Definitely. Yes.
Because from that, I also wanted to ask about the story when of how we put caps on people and once we are exposed to something, why do we keep trying to put the genie back in the bottle? You know what I'm saying? So when you're expressing, like, you know, your sexuality and things like that, I personally appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because it's like our culture throw everything in your lap.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, you can't do nothing about it. But I hope it's already sitting here.
Exactly.
It's sitting here, so are you going to teach me about it?
Yes.
Or are you going to chastise me and abuse me behind, like as you said, because like I said, I was itching when you were talking about the Catholic Church. I'm not there's no attacks.
Yeah, no.
But it's just more of the responsibility.
Yes.
So, and especially the story when you say that, you know, you're not listening to Little Kim, and you know, even though I felt a little bad because you was like, I want to be boot camp like Sean Price. You know, Sean P. one of my favorite
Mine too.
MCs, and you know,
Definitely.
so it's like
R.I.P.
yeah, R.I.P. So like, yeah, but we do have a misnomer of what we expect.
Yes.
So, again, I'm just going to the I'm trying to tie it in to try to make it.
Oh,
make
you're
more
making
sense.
great sense. Yeah.
But the whole mythological religion is the same to me. And then the fact that once we have these things, why do people try to again stuff it back in the box? Once we already accustomed to it. Now I feel that now you didn't throw it on us, so you might as well educate us about it.
Yeah.
You know. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
my bad for cutting you off. But
No. That was important because definitely, like I said, I think of mythology, and the reason why I only call it that because myth making is the origin of our creation.
Right. Absolutely.
And every culture, every human culture has a civilization and origin of their civilization. It started with myth, and we use myth as an idea of understanding our world around us and the universe around us, and how does that make sense? And so the context of that, right, it gets built on and added to, and it gets augmented in our reality, right? I always say to people, there's a difference between truth and fact. They're not the same thing. You know, you put data on a slide at a meeting, and you go, this is fact. Well, it's not necessarily. It's a fact because it's on the screen, or you know, is it truth? I happen to see it. It's a fact. Doesn't mean it's truth. Truth is reality and it's absolute, right? But fact is not. Fact actually can be disproven. It's a fact until it is fiction, right? So it's you everything comes to that. So I feel like that's where the idea around mythology really comes from, is the making sense of your reality and who you are and the why, right? Making sense of that question of why am I here? What is my purpose? What is my, you know, what is this celestial consciousness, or what is this world that's beyond this one? Is there a world behind this one? And all of those those archetypes that get drawn on, and so spirituality and religion get added into that because we design, right? There has to be some sort of a universal consciousness beyond ours. There has to be some design to our existence. But is there a blueprint for it, or is it just, you know, you have light to life, or you have birth to hearse, whatever that looks like for you, cradle to the grave, I don't know, whatever you call that, life cycle. Sometimes that's just what it is, and we have to appreciate that too, the journey.
Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Ramsey
indeed.
over here preaching.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what he does, you know.
I'm just gonna not say nothing for about 15 minutes.
Hold on 1 second. My apologies. So what I wanted to ask you about these notes.
Yes.
These notes that you had for Skydive.
Well, okay, so I left my doodle at home.
Okay.
So this is something else, but
All right. I mean, what's that right there?
This was so I wasn't sure if I was going to drop some bars with people at the end.
Okay.
And I wanted to I wanted to bring in, like, I wanted to do a Sean P thing, and I was like, you know what, I was going to freestyle it.
Okay.
And then, you know, my respect for Sean Price and just what I didn't want to flub, I didn't want to get flustered, I didn't want to get nervous. So I was like, let me actually write something. And so I wrote something last night, and I was like, you know, if we get time, I'll do this. And props to Sean P.
Yeah. Okay, we'll make sure we have some time for that. Make sure we have some time. But I wanted to, before we wrapped up, I wanted to talk about A Tale of Two Masters.
Yes.
So one of the songs that you sent from
Yes.
Tale of Two Masters, Bang Bang.
Yes.
The reason why I wanted to put a pin in what you said in terms of being a woman in this game, you know, because you said something in your performance with opening up for Homeboy Sandman regarding tokenism
Yes.
in hip hop.
Yes.
And then there was a line. I forget exactly what the line was in Bang Bang, but it kind of connected to that whole thing. You know, like women being able to rap.
Yes.
Like this isn't a novelty.
Yes.
This isn't a thing that is like we should be so amazed at this point. It's
Yes.
like there have been dope women in the game. There are
Exactly.
dope women in the game.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So talk about that particular aspect and in terms of and your verse from that song, because that was a really hard hitting verse in
Yes.
Bang Bang.
So that song was actually in response to, I always jokingly say, I don't know if I should say his name.
Don't give him no
A
free
Carolina
press.
Panthers guy. Yeah, and so yeah, he did this interview. He chooses to dress in these really flamboyant clothing styles.
Yeah.
I don't have to say his name. You guys know who he is.
We know.
And so there was a female sportscaster interviewing him anyway. He was taken aback by her intellectual knowledge of football, and that she asked him about a play and used some technical terms, and he first laughs and is just thrown off at her her knowledge. He says later, I didn't mean to laugh, but I had never ever heard a woman talk like that before, and it was sort of like designed to not be an apology. It was like, look, she shouldn't be, she got this knowledge. Well, of course I laughed. It's funny. Well, why does she know how to explain these plays? I didn't know what special teams was to Madden. I didn't know. So, I mean, for me, props to her, because I don't know. But nickel off and all of that stuff, I don't know what it was. All right, the Madden helped me. But she was well educated on her craft. And so he didn't know, and so he made the comment. He never really truly apologized. And the idea that women can't have this, I feel like we can't have this intellectual knowledge and, have this wisdom about things is always what sort of drives me a little bit to be like, it drives me crazy. And I feel like I've always worked harder than everybody else to be that person. I'm in grad school at Georgetown University. It's challenged on a daily basis, right? It's like always somebody trying to intellectualize something for me, explain something to me, break it down. And I'm like, I remind people, I'm from a product of DC Public Schools, PG County Public Schools, but I'm sitting next to you. So, what I mean? Like, I may not have the same formal education that you have, but obviously I have more of a cultured education.
Yes.
Or just as much. My education is different. It's got a different frame around it. But either way, you come in that aspect and you're like, look, this is why, we need to celebrate women. And someone once told me, well, it's not my responsibility. But I was built by, a guy who was also a music maker. It's like, it's not my responsibility to go and find women and try to help them and inspire them. And I was like, no, it's not. But it's also not your responsibility to knock them down. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's my cousin, used to take me everywhere he went, and he had his rap troupe, was Natural Born Soldiers, and he put me in it because my grandmother was like, you gotta take her. His name is DP.
So Dupree?
Dupree. You know Dupree? Yeah.
Ramsey
That's
knows everybody.
I did most of the product with Sam Ticketman.
Big Sam, that's that's family. That's family beyond
Big Sam
family.
21.
That's brothers
So
right there.
shout out to Big Sam, even though he needs to call me.
He needs to come.
him and Ace Money, aka Sir Hondos now.
Yeah.
yeah, you
But
think
DP is my cousin. Look, let me tell you, he used to take me
Ferragamo
everywhere with him.
Fresh.
Yeah, Ferragamo Fresh.
Just ask about me.
Yeah. and he would take me where, and we would have to battle at the swimming pool, Rosedale swimming pool. We go over,
Call for your troops.
We lived up the street on a different area. And so on the other side of Trinidad, he would be like, we got to go down, we got to go to the swimming pool. So you got to be ready when we go to the swimming pool because you my secret weapon. And I lived in PG County. So it was like the cousin that's coming. First of all, your cousin, a girl, why she got to come? And then second of all, the fact that like your cousin is coming up until a certain point. Then when you become a teenager, it's like, is your cousin coming to the swimming pool? But up until that point, it's very much like you're a nuisance. And so, but he made sure that my iron was sharp, and he was the one. I got the chronic. He was like, learn everything. When they breathe, write it down.
Yep.
When they say, write it down. Write everything down. And to the point that I learned every single word of chronic. That's what we celebrated. And I watched him get into a fight with somebody. Like, they still not friends over Nas. The dude called it Nas whack. My cousin went off. It was like, that was it. Like, you ain't hear the song he did about the gun? Are you crazy?
Right,
You know,
right.
and they became arch rivals after that. So just to see his passion for it, but that inspired me, and it kept me on a path. And if I didn't have that foundation, you know, with somebody there to learn with me, to inspire me, to keep me doing it, to sharpen my sword, but to be like, let's freestyle, you know, like let's bounce off each other, and we be playing, you know, Madden and it's NBA Live, and you know, we would be freestyling at the same time, and it was a whole entire thing. Like, so I got love for him because he inspired that journey for me.
Yeah.
And back then I was thug passionate. You know, we put the tissue in the tape and we record over. You know what I mean? Like, we make our own, do the pause and record method to make the beats, and like, and we just, that was it. And so I learned, but I think that's the point of just, you know, what the discipline means is sharing. Each one teach one. You got to share. We're not unicorns. We're not a novelty. It is where there's one, there's many, and you have to go and nurture those pathways and open the pipeline for women to pursue it, because you get to the cipher and like props to places like Bar None, but I remember going in and I didn't fit their aesthetic because I came down hoodied and shell-toed, you know, and it was like, we're wearing head wraps and spaghetti straps, and we don't have time for your, you know, what is this stuff? If you're not talking about divine beings and shining me, you know, and I didn't, it was like you didn't give me a chance, because if you actually heard my bars, you might catch all kinds of joys in here. Like, I'm a student of, you know, Kemet, like, but you don't, you know, you don't always know. And so, you know, the idea that I was shut down before I even started, and that's why Capital City Records and True School was so important to me, because it's a place I found community, that people were like me. You know, there was people like Artemis who I felt like I could combine with, and then there's people, shout out to like Black Indian, who I would stand outside of the open mic, and like I was like 16, you know, and he would come over and be like, kiddo, you ripping it, like just keep doing it, promise me, and he kept me, you know, going. So I will always love Black Indian for that. That's always like, you know, a forefather of who I am, and I just give props to all those people that came before me and, you know, kept me going, because I'm blessed from that experience.
Yes. Right, we just before you walked
I
in.
mean, just people
Chocolate
don't
City
even know how much he's just
Chocolate
been.
City, Planet Chocolate City.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But can I say RIP to Saeed Alicia?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
DJ Wu. That's my man. That's my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you had brought up the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was originally gonna be Chocolate Screw Masterpiece,
Yeah.
but lost his life. Was it 9/11, 2006?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was the Ranger Jane. I told myself I'm not gonna say no more for it.
You come
Make
in with
no
the
promises.
with the
Make no
haymakers, and
promises.
it's just everybody's like, oh man, that's a moment. Like, you know?
So when can we expect
Tele 2 Masters is coming likely in the spring of 2020, and it's nearly done. I'm waiting for like 2 more things. Cornell West Tim Hicks of Cornell West Theory. I'm determined. Like he started my last project, Alpha Centauri. I came, like, it was the last thing I added on that, so I'm feeling like we can make magic again with this last thing that I'm gonna get added on there. And then I'm always looking for a companion, and the solution, like I said, love to him, because he just brought, I work with a number of producers, and I just realized all of the producers that I work with are all international on this project. I don't have any like local production, which is odd, because it's just, I'm a production, like I love producers. I love the art of beat making. I have attempted it myself, but Double O Schizo and V Sharp, and like a lot of people that I know that I grew up with, that I used to watch, like, you know, for me are geniuses, because I've seen Double O Schizo do stuff with a digital camera and a, you know, SK1 that I didn't think was possible. Like, he took my keyboard, my little sampling keyboard, and changed the drum pads and made it a sampler, like made it into an MPC essentially. Like, I'd never heard of that, and I was like, how do you know, he could MIDI up anything. So watching people like that, like, I got into snares and kicks, and I got into, so my production, I feel like has intent, and I'm a shout out to my friend in Detroit, Mark Cooper, because I let him listen to it, and him and some other folks that he's had is in Detroit, and he was like, yeah, you got a Detroit sound, and I was like, it is also a DC sound, because drums are the foundation, right?
Yes, they are.
Drums and bass, especially that rhythm section is where we, you know, percussive, like he was like, yeah, so you got to turn the drums up. And so anyway, but yeah, the Tale of Two Masters, spring of 2020, and it's going to be drums out front, center, you know, with my voice in the middle of just saying this is a celebration of drums.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So where can people find Sky God right
So
now?
all digital outlets, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever, all digital outlets. You can buy it on Bandcamp, but it's everywhere. So you look up Sky God, it's 5 KYGODD. It's like a little bit of a mix of leet speak, if you don't know what that is. So like a nerdcore kind of a thing, but it's a little bit of a mix with the 5 KY and then GODD. Heir apparent.
Okay.
But
And,
all digital outlets.
All right. And where can people follow you on social media?
At my name is Prowess on everything, not Prowless, not Prowler, not Proudness, but Prowess, like intellectual prowess, like athletic prowess. For so many sports fans, I've never seen so many people who misspell prowess, but PROWE double S's.
Yes.
At my name is Prowess on everything.
All right, and you got a shout out from Night Train. Shout out to Night Train.
Shout
He'll
out
be
to
here
Night
next week.
Train. Yeah, that we are on Music to Marvel 2 together, which talk about another part of mythology and another part of sort of my lifestyle, which I feel like nerdcore adjacent. But just I'd never considered myself that, because I just like comic books and you know, appreciate comic books, and so I listen to, you know, your brother and some people that are just so, you know, this has been such a leading force in their lives, and you think about how we all come together and we all have these origin stories, much like comic book characters, right? Of like where we developed our you know, our abilities, our powers. That's right. And so all of those things that I try to build into my rhymes as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming through.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. I mean, look.
Where the bars?
Right. that's what Ramsey waiting for. You like, where the bars at?
This is funny. You just send me that.
All right. Well, I mean, hey, you know, you own bars. We need some bars.
Yes.
So let's get it going.
Sweet serenity, pour out some Hennessy for Sean P's memory. These boys and men, Game of Thrones, just squad on bended knees, splendidly elite entity out of your league. These low defeated teams in misery, grabbing victories. Only time you blaze the heat is on rotisseries. Foes who try to offend, they now limp to me. They make your pilgrimages for a glimpse of P, displaying skills endlessly. Recommend a pen of your friends. Boss begin with me, sin of the century, hence the history. Honorable mention me when you were considering who even brings to the dispensary. PROWE, remembrance duty free. Add 2 S's for the effervescence. Who want tested? I don't wallah with these new bras. A few stars be showing they hoo-ha, causing a hoopla. If I remove my body's jaws, Jimmy Neutron. And if the price is right, I just might hit the Groupon. Bro, circle with the roots on. 2 Johns together, that's a new song. Maybe a remix. My speeches hit the zenith, you should steep this in my genius. My non-spray, my mind is a behemoth. Extra president, past the essence, dip the pen in my resin. My ink spray stings like King James and counted the legend. One look at the booth, I just slain some weaklings before the session. These lames get freeze-framed, I bless them like Ving Rhames. Holidays, melancholies, all you seeing is remains of bodies. Flows and half-mass, a cast, a glance at the sky. Crack the code of Hammurabi, catch the aftermath, it's the master class. No confrontations, spit these conversations, abominations. Think hard, think God, I need no nominations. Just pay me in denominations of hundreds. I'm hunting the runners. It's first and goal on the one. You better punch, but the pun is I'm more cunning. Ha, linguist on Venus. What's the goal but to beat the vegans? But a weakness. Hostile senoritas, causing an inconvenience. You can't fathom the credence. They file a grievance. So prestigious. When Sky gets the rhyming edge, orders turn to orthopedics. The mic is seamless. I squash these peanuts like a beef in a chip. Call me a genius. I'm off the top, it's the penis. Rhyming's an intravenous. Yeah, props to Sean P, the genius. One more time. Yeah.
Good grief. Oh my God! And you knew how long the beat was too. You like that? You timed that perfectly.
I wasn't supposed to do the whole I didn't get a chance to write the end, so I had to just go.
She just
go
punched
with
through the
it.
school bus.
Oh my gosh, man! Man, that's like bars overload. I'm gonna have to run that back a couple times. Good grief, man! Yeah, you did that. You did that, sis. You did that. Appreciate you. Appreciate you so much.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So we gonna go ahead and because we only got time for one.
Yes.
But since we, since you sent them to me,
Yes.
we're going to give them a sneak preview.
Yes.
And I decided which one I got to play.
Uh-oh, I'm excited to hear.
Yes, because you're going to have to introduce it because it's your track.
Yes.
The one that our Fresh Tribe brother produced.
Yes. Shout out to Malik Hunter, a.k.a. Fire Archer.
Yes.
For this gem. Because I kind of, I was in the studio. I'm going to tell you in a quick second. I was in the studio. We came to listen to some beats. And Malik will always be like, come listen to some beats. But when I get quiet and I'm not saying anything, it was me, Arnell, and Malik in the studio. And we listening to beats. And Arnell like, give me this, give me this, give me this. And I'm not saying nothing, right? I'm just sitting there quiet, quiet. And then I heard that one come on. And I heard the drums. And I said to myself, I started recording it secretly with my phone because I was like, later, I'm going to play this so he know exactly which one I'm talking about, right? I'm like, I heard a lot of Barry White samples. He had some other Maxwell flips and all this other great stuff. But then I heard that. I was like, that's it. And he said, wait, the person I give this beat to, they going to have to murder it. And I'm like, who are you talking to? You know what kind of body bag? I'm going to send you an Amazon link later for some body bags when I get done with this joint. But that's where that came from. So props to Malik. I love you, brother. That's my brother for life, for real.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the homie right there.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get him up here one day just to chop it up.
Yes.
But yes. Wickedest Ways.
Wickedest Ways. Or Something Wicked, based off of kind of Something Wicked This Way Comes. If anybody knows, I'm a Ray Bradbury fan too. I like to read a lot. You catch a lot of literature references in my stuff. But Ray Bradbury wrote this book, and I love the idea. I'm not going to tell you. It's like a demagogue comes to town. It's very resemblance of Trump. Our president, sorry. But yeah, this is Something Wicked This Way Comes, and I felt like it was no better time. And I wrote this while on vacation in this beautiful penthouse in Puerto Rico.
How about that?
And I just looked by the beachside, so something that comes out so raw and like drum heavy in a place of relaxation and calm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, we gotta absolutely give it this treatment right here.
If somebody tell you he hot, man, everybody hot now, Slim. He fish grease.
That's how we feel about this track right here. This is the Fish Grease Pick of the Week, only on Bars, on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Wicked this way comes. My spit afflicted the district, awaken the nation. Still kids persist to test if the gift is a myth and leave with wigs split like a eucalyptus stick. Tip you're fitted for the omnipotent. Pose on a Mount Olympus with a pen like I invented. The vividness is limitless. They tried to massacre the innocence. The sickness, ambivalence of penicillin. So all hail the indigenous. Carving scriptures are innocent. Linguistics isn't descriptive. Participants might have missed it. I circumvent the verse with a coefficient until you pay attention. The cost of rising for inflation, this is prohibition. No crucifixion, that was fiction. They tried to pierce the rib, couldn't make an incision. Still technicians knew the prediction of the resurrection and get celestial type erections and challenge the law of physics with the boa Idris. Flow too bold for low emissions. Who is it? I was a testament to something wicked, wicked.
It was chanting. Voices. Dozens, maybe. They were coming from in the woods. I could hear them loudly.
They trying to copy the drums. They didn't know I was the mother tongue. If freedom was free, I would've charged them for another pun. Seen a lot of things, some of my ancestors' dreams as a son of a gun. My kingdom, major team, one screen run. Flex wings with none, see your scene, beat at the gums. Pledge allegiance with nuns up in the labyrinth. Salute 21 cannons with savage, this is collateral damage. Prowess a testament, writing commandments on tablets. The canvas is lavish, my automatic is erratic. The adage is enigmatic, don't try to mimic the lines. Can't catch the acrobatics, they tend to crack like ceramics. Put the mic down, can't understand the apparatus. Let me reaffirm my status, behold the Sabbath as I circle up through the stratus. I am Mother Moon, emitting light that ignites planets.
And rhythmically, I didn't know what they were saying, but I could tell it was ceremonious, like a hymn you hear people singing in churches, except it felt dark, violent even.
Must have been the way it was raised to strike fear on the stage like a pillar's grenade. Take a page out of my basic instructions before leaving Earth. They're taken out of context. Phrases cause corruption. The outcomes, I'm here for the experience. I put more fear in men than girlfriends with late periods. While practice for the scrimmaging, the game is ass backwards. Set the tone for grim tactics. The testament on them seas like toddlers and wet mattresses. The brakes is aerosol, the spit spray like a matchstick. Throw lines and blow spines till I leave them backless. Cremating teams and degrade the ashes. Use the residue to write classics. Somebody should have told him it's disaster. Word master, serve bars on platters that hurt rappers. Got the streets peaked like a purse snatcher. But rhetoric you thirst after.
The fear. I knew in my bones that the chanting was coming from there. What scared me the most was that it wasn't far off. It wasn't far at all. The chanting went on for hours.
Something wicked this way comes. Something wicked this way comes. I hope you go and get your gun. Something wicked this way comes. You're only gonna get one turn. Something wicked this way comes. I hope by now that you have learned. Something wicked this way comes.
More topics, more segments, more music means more bars after this.
When DC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store, on your iPhone or your Android, any of your pads that you might be using, be it if it's an iPad, iPad mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, it doesn't matter what you have, any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to Win DC Radio.
I don't really need a D, I need the all a bad need a KC.
Hey, this is China Pink from the 2018 award-winning Best Radio Talk Show of the Year. Make sure you tune into the Ladies of the China Pink Talk Show each and every Sunday on Win DC Radio from 5 to 7. Make sure you check us out on Facebook Live and YouTube Live to hear our amazing show. We are also available for hosting events or parties. Please contact the China Pink Show at AOL.com for booking information. I'll catch you next Sunday at 5.
Washington. And I'm Andrea Riley. And we are your hosts for Girls Gathering Radio Show.
Tune in to Girls Gabbing Radio Show every Sunday from 7 to 8 p.m. on Win DC, powered by Go Win Media. Girls Gabbing wants to provide a platform for dreams, visions, and stories to thrive and grow. What's the gab? Tune in on Sundays to find out.
Man, look, y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy, Gerard Street Garvey, and my DJ, Kid Cannon. And when we together, you know what it is. Grind Season Radio, each and every Wednesday from 8 to 10 on Win DC Radio. Don't forget it. Yeah.
Ready for some more hump day motivation? It's time for hour number 2 of the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback and Ramsey Brown. Only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. We are back. We've been in hour number 2 for like 15 minutes, but you know, we back with our second very special guest of the day, return guest.
Yeah.
My homie GoHardMikeLee.
What's up? What's good
Shut
with
it,
you, man?
How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here.
Got the right hat on, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
got
of course. Yeah, of course, man. District of Champions.
That's right, yeah. So,
talking about the Nats, y'all. Go Nats.
we definitely ain't talking about that one team that play over in Landover.
Yeah,
you know, we ain't talking about them.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Nah, I can't even talk about the Wizards either. Shout out to the Mystics, though.
Right, exactly. Big shout out. I mean, they kicked it off for 2019 for real.
Yeah.
You know, even before the Nats did it. I think they really kind of like lit that fire under them. Like, okay, we won a championship this year. Y'all need to as well.
I think they set the tone, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
And they ain't getting no parade, man. We gotta figure out a way when they all come back from getting a bag from overseas.
Right.
Because that's what it was. I think it's like, now we gotta go. It might have been you we might have been chopping that up at the video, but
yeah, we were.
Yeah, man, they gotta get a parade.
They do.
They set the tone.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, you know, like that's the thing. I mean, I don't want to get too far off, but that's the thing about like the WNBA. It's like, one, they don't get paid enough at all, and so that's what forces them to have to go overseas in order to make that money. It's like, dang, you can't even celebrate. You got to go instantly after you
bag.
Right, go get the bag. Yeah, it's crazy. But we here to talk about you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You've been a busy man. Been a busy man in 2019.
I've been trying to be, man. I've really been trying to be. Definitely.
One of the things that actually we talked about with Prowess earlier was talking about live performances and the importance of live sets. And you know, I got a chance to see you for the first time. You had Trilla on stage with you. Shout out to Trilla.
Shout out Trilla.
You know
that's my girl.
Yeah,
man.
that's a little sis right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like, you definitely, you know, like the thing is, you have good energy in your music, but it's different. And this is one thing I was also saying to Prowess, is that sometimes you hear people on wax, and then you see them in person. It's two different people. Yeah. Like, you actually turn up more in person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I feel like I have to. I know that one, I know that I'm older. I know that I don't look like what a lot of the rappers look like. So I'm like, man, I gotta really give y'all me. So I just give them energy. I just give them what I would want to see if I was standing in the crowd and I didn't pay $10 to come to this venue. Like, all right, he turned up. I like them beats. Like, so that's why I try to give as much energy as I can.
Yeah, and I mean, you had the right person on stage with you, because Trilla definitely, like, she brought the energy as well.
Yeah, that was our first time not performing together, but her like being like my hype. That was the first time that we had done that, and we got to do it again, man, because she really brought a whole different element to my live show. Yeah,
she definitely, y'all fed off of each other, and that's important. I mean, you know, Trilla is like dope as an artist herself. You know what I'm saying? So to be in that role, to play that role at that particular time, like to be the hype, so to say, it's like you need that a lot of times in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've performed with people on stage, and I've been the hype, and I've had a hype, you know, and it's like you need that energy because sometimes the crowd don't give it to you. Like,
Right,
you know, to be
right,
honest. You know, especially in DC. Sometimes DC crowds can be, like.
Yeah, I learned early, man, that I'm not like I'm here for y'all, but I'm here to like do what I do. So if you rocking with it or not, I'ma do what I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause somebody might have a phone out. It might be one person in the back that just don't
one.
feel like turning up, but they see me and they like, yeah, I like that. So nah, I'm gonna do me regardless.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to talk about a project that I feel like you kind of snuck in on this year. I've been stressed.
I've been worried. I've been
worried. I'm sorry. I've been worried.
Yeah,
I've been worried. On SoundCloud. Yeah. Dope. That might be my favorite project that you've done.
I appreciate that.
Like
man.
seriously, like you. First and foremost, your beat selection on that project was like dope, like off the rip, you know. But like I feel like you dug a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, not to say that you don't dig, but like I feel like you gave people a little bit of everything on that project, which you've done honestly with the 7 series. We'll get to 7 series.
Okay.
But like I really enjoy I've Been Worried. Like and one, what inspired the title of the project?
Cause I was worried. A lot of stuff was going on. It's interesting. Some of those songs were made before the actual thing that happened in my life that had me worrying. Some of them were created like during that as well. But one of my producers that I work with a lot, his name is Gabe That Guy.
Shout out Gabe That Guy.
And Gabe That Guy, he's fire, man. He's down in Atlanta right now, working at Street Execs, just killing it, cranking out beats, and he's fire, man. But probably like 3 years ago when we was working together real tough, he was like, him and my man Cliff at Clifford Cartel, and on separate occasions was like, what you trying to do though? Like what is your story? Like what do you like? I need more. Like Gabe specifically, because he was my producer. He was like, bruh, like I need more. You got to dig deeper, like, because I was just doing stuff, and I knew what I was doing. I wanted to kind of like break out to people like on like jacking for beats type thing. Like I'm gonna just take beats that y'all familiar with and kill them. And I wanted to do that, but at the same time, I got an in-house producer. Like a lot of people don't have that. I didn't even realize. I realized what I had, but at the same time, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. So I was trying to like cater to the fact that, damn, I got this dude making beats for me, and I want to do the jacking for beats thing. So I was trying to do both, and he just kind of caught me and was like, I need you to dig deeper, man. And I mean, crazy things just happened in my life. He moved down to Atlanta, so it was like I don't have him no more.
Right.
So it was like, all right, I gotta get serious. Like I gotta really start like putting a strategy together, putting a plan together for the whole year, 18 months in advance. And I was like, all right, I want to put out this project. So I just sat down and I took my time and I was like, what's going on in my life? And I was like, I'm worried. I'm worried about what the next step is. Like, am I gonna stop doing music? Am I gonna keep going hard and doing music? Am I gonna, succumb to a 9 to 5? Am I gonna succumb to the pressures that just like my ambitions are putting on me? Like, what's about to happen? And yeah, man, some of those songs was already created and they just fit, and then other ones, they just made sense for that time, and I didn't, and it's wild because it's only on SoundCloud. I've Been Worried is only on SoundCloud. Originally, that's only where I wanted it. I just wanted to put it on SoundCloud. I wanted to get it out, and I kind of wanted to see how my SoundCloud analytics were going to look. Aside from just being like, because with the streaming platforms, you got to pay attention to all of the streaming platforms to see what your streams are looking like. So. Like right now, I got Converse out. It's killing on Spotify. It's not killing like that on Apple Music. So, I just wanted to see I just wanted to make a concentrated effort and just put it on SoundCloud and see how the analytics was gonna look. And but now like people do tell me that they like it, so I think I'm gonna go back, get it remixed and mastered, and I'm probably gonna end up putting it out sometime next year on all of the streaming platforms. I got to kind of fit that into my campaigns, but it's definitely something that I want to do.
I strongly suggest that you do that because like I really enjoy that project.
Thank you.
Like it's well rounded. It gives you like what you expect from like stuff you hear on the radio, but then it gives you stuff that like you'll have some moments where like you'll throw a couple little haymakers in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, oh, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One song, my favorite song on there, Too Loud.
Too Loud, yeah.
Too Loud. How you open that joint up, and then you had the I think it was a Breakfast Club part in there, and it was like it had teed up the whole, being from PG County and all of that.
Yeah.
But it was two parts in there that kind of jumped out to me. So you said had to sacrifice the wheels. Sister said I'm gonna bounce back. I buy the block before I buy a Mercedes. Like for whatever reason, those two lines jumped out to me because I felt like they interconnected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So talk about those two lines. Like what does sacrifice mean for you?
Man, it's everything. Like you, I'm real into my faith. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. Don't at me. I believe in Jesus and everything like that. And I just know that you're not gonna have the major things that you desire without sacrifice. So like my car was something that I had to sacrifice. Like I did some dumb shit. Ooh, my bad. I did some dumb stuff.
Everybody lets one slip.
I did some dumb stuff, and I ended up something happened, and I had to get rid of my car.
Yeah.
And I was holding on to that and other like material possessions just for the sake of like I got those. You know what I'm saying? Just for the sake of like, what you gonna tell me? Like I'm a young black man with my own place, my own car, like my own. I got a job, like I'm hustling. You can't tell me I'm not doing my thing. And it was like, but why am I holding on? Why am I holding on to that? Like, what does that do? Like, if somebody come at me and be like, you ain't got a car. Okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? So I had to really like be like, why am I holding on? Because I was like, okay, boom. If not having a car, and it like, say 3 years. If I could not have a car for 3 years, and in that same 3 years, get all of the stuff that I'm working for, that's more than an even exchange. So, and then on top of it, like, I've done everything to me that a black man is supposed to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never had to do no fed time. I finished school. I went to college. I graduated college. I did that for my moms. I got the 9 to 5. I stand on my own too. Like, I'm doing it. So I don't really need these material possessions to prove to people, oh yeah, no, he's doing it.
Right.
Like as long as I wake up every morning and I'm going for the things that I need and the things that I know I want to do, then I'm cool. I don't really care what people think.
Right.
And so sacrificing my car, I was like, at first it was like, but then at the same time, at the time that I did it, it just was the right move.
Yeah.
It just was the right move, and it's allowed me to do all of the work that y'all getting, the music that y'all getting. If I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have been able to do the music. And I mean, they got Uber, they got buses, they got trains.
Right.
I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
So, so then the whole thing about buy the block or buy a Mercedes is personal and is general, because in general, like, there's a rapper out now that I think Meek Mill just signed, and Blueface was like, oh yeah, if you can't afford to get a chain, buy your mom a house, and get your grandmother off dialysis, you shouldn't have signed. And I'm like, I don't really know, like, that didn't compute to me. I just was like, hold up. So, because that's basically saying the fact that I'm going to work every day, I can't buy my mother a house, I can't do that, so I shouldn't be going to work every day is what you're saying. And
like, come on, bro.
Yeah, so so that stuff like that don't really make sense to me. But what makes sense is the rapper being like, nah, I can't do this yet, so I'm not doing this. And that's just how I feel. Like, if I can't go buy up a couple properties and move some people in it that I know need it, what am I buying why? Why do I need a Benz?
Right.
I don't even need a car, but why do I need a Benz?
Right.
And like my little brother, free my bro. He's down right now, and before that happened, he had bought like this real expensive car from the fruits of his labor. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I wasn't knocking him or anything like that. I rode in it with him. I'm like, this thing clean. I'm gonna have to get me one of these one day.
Yeah.
But now he can't drive it from where he at. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what did that do? It made you look hot. It brought attention to you. It curbed the way that you think.
Right.
Cause when he was in that, he like, can't nobody touch. He on his DMX from Belly, like, man, these cops can't touch me. I'm riding around, and like, you know. So that really stuck out to me. And I don't think it's a problem that people do that. It's not a problem, but just the way that I am. If I can't do certain things, I'm not getting into debt or spending like frivolous money on stuff like that, because I know what my goal is. Me personally, I'd rather have some property that I could have a garden or something and grow my own food and eat off of, you know, the sweat of my brow instead of these foods that's full of pesticides that they giving us. So that to me is my Benz. Right. I'd rather get that and be able to do stuff like that and teach people and, you know, educate people, because it's always going to be people with a Benz. It's always going to be a Meek Mill to be flexing and letting you know, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
It motivates me. I get on the gram to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just think about it differently.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you said that we're having this conversation kind of sort of connected around cars, because you had Mozzie Dreams before.
Yeah.
And now you have 7 Series, where like the pictures, and you know, I don't know, like whenever people would talk about, you know, Beamer or Benz, I was always a Beamer dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it spoke to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got like the old joints, the new joints, you know what I'm saying? But the way that I kind of wanted to ask you about that, like kind of thinking about cars, when it comes to culture, you know what I'm saying? Like black culture, hip hop culture, there's a lot of connection to cars.
Yeah.
Like you always hear people talk about, you listen to certain music in the car, pass the car test. You know what I'm saying? Like we live a lot of our life in cars. So I don't know if that was a part of your thinking with either thing, with either Mozzie Dreams or 7 Series, but like talk about that for you. Like what is the significance
of the cars and why I choose stuff like that?
Yeah.
So Mozzie Dreams, when I do go luxury, it will be a Maserati. So Mozzie Dreams was kind of like me. I was sticking a flag into something that like meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? So that you could ask questions like that, or for later on down the road when it comes to fruition, it's like, got it. So that's what that was for. And even if you listen to Mozzie Dreams, the title song, is I've been having dreams about these things. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, it's kind of like dark. That's kind of the darkest song on there.
It is.
And it's I really wanted to give the sense of like, it's a dream, but I'm not really glorifying it. It's just something I'm thinking about. It's just something that I want.
Yeah.
It's just something I want.
Yeah.
And it was just me sticking my flag in the ground and being like, so when y'all see the Maserati, when all of this is said and done, he didn't just fly off the handle and start buying frivolous stuff that he did. Nah, he knew what he was doing. He planned. That's a gift to himself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's real.
That's what I did that for. 7 Series, I would love to say that it was like, oh man, you know, I just was like, I was thinking the automobile thing, and I just gotta keep. It wasn't even like that. I put on Instagram and asked for my supporters and followers to help me come up with a name that would. I knew I wanted to put out 7 songs in 7 weeks leading up to my birthday, and then to set off the new year. I knew I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And I just asked everybody, like, what's a name that I should use for the campaign? And I put, like, I'm dropping 7 songs in 7 weeks, and it's headed to my birthday and everything like that. And people just was giving me ideas. And my man, Mick Swagger, shout out Mick Swagger, and shout out the Lobby Lifestyle Podcast. He was like, yeah, man, you should name it 7 Series, and you should make all the cover art different pictures of BMWs. And for me, that was perfect, because I'm like, I don't got to get crazy with the cover art.
Right.
Like, it's a concept. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got to get crazy with the cover art. I rap about the same stuff. So I never really have to, like, be like, how am I going to fuse? All of my stuff fuses together anyway, because I only talk about the same 5 things. I'm just super creative, and I can figure out a way to, like, present it to you differently and say it differently. So yeah, that's just how 7 Series came about. That was my man Mick Swagger. So yeah, shout out to him, and check out Who the F Is Love on all streaming platforms. He got a real dope project out right now. That's his alter ego, I think. He's Mick Swagger, but then he's Who the F Is Love, and he's dope, man. So y'all should check him out.
Yeah, for sure.
That's how that came about, though.
Yeah, and what I liked about the pictures that you picked for each song, they fit the vibe. Like particularly Converse.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to Converse, but you look at the cover art, it really matches.
Yeah.
Like cause I'm very visual. Like
we men.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's what we out here. We very visual.
So it's like, when I see certain things, I expect to hear a sound that matches. Or if I hear a sound, I expect to see a visual that matches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I definitely can say that for the 7 Series. A song I wanted to talk about 2 of the songs from 7 Series. One of them I wanted to talk about was Pray.
Okay.
Pray. Yeah. That's a powerful track right there. And the part that hit me the hardest was when you said, Trump say it's all about the troops, but Jerome was a troop. He was down with the troops. Died on the cell floor up in Rikers. Guess he was too brown for the troops, right? Yeah. White kids, they be dying from the bullying. Black kids die from the bullets in the 30s everywhere. I don't even get surprised when they pull it.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, you just see all of what you just said. You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you want to talk about that and Pray?
Yeah, man, I had just watched the Khalid Browder story. They talked about, I can't remember the guy's last name, but if you go watch Time, the Khalid Browder story, they talk about a veteran. His name was Jerome. I can't remember his last name.
Murdo.
Jerome Murdo. And yeah, he was locked up on Rikers Island, and they just left him there, and he died in his cell, and nobody came to help him for like some hours or a day or something. Like he just died, and I'm like, you know, during that time, the Kaepernick thing was real. Like it was happening super hard. Like the Kaepernick and Trump saying that his message was something that it wasn't, and he's disrespecting the troops and everything like that. And I just wanted to pull that out, that it's like, if you listen to my music, I'm gonna keep it as real as I can, and that's some BS right there. Like you can't say that, this is so disrespectful for the troops. You're kneeling, even though a troop told him.
Right.
That's the most respectful thing that you can do, to let it be known that you not feeling something. Like to draw attention to you, but to not be disrespectful.
Right.
A vet told him that. Or maybe he was active, I don't know, but somebody told him that. So for you to take his message, and all he's trying to do is to get the company, the $1 billion company that he works for, all he wants is for them to pay attention that it's black and brown people being murdered disproportionately out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all I want y'all to. That's all I want y'all to notice. But you gonna take it and spin it. So I just wanted to spin Trump's words. I mean, which isn't hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he say a lot of trash and then try to back it up with trash or double down on it with trash.
Right.
So I just wanted to spin that. And then the white kids, they be dying from the bullying, and I wasn't trying to make light of mental health or anything
Right,
because
right,
it's real.
Mhm.
But I just noticed that when something is an epidemic for white people, it's an epidemic.
Opioid crisis.
Yeah, when something is an epidemic for black people the problem.
Right.
So you got to let's get them out of here because they
Right.
the problem. But it's like,
Criminalize 'em.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, nah, like we been suffering from this.
Mm-hmm.
They suffering from it because our culture is infectious, and all they want to do is beat us. So it's interesting because like I didn't get mad at Future when Future was like, yeah, I put down the cut, but I just didn't tell y'all. I'm not mad at that. That's what all of them are doing. All of them are saying they killing people. All of them are saying they trapping. They're not doing that stuff. So why are we pinpointing this opioid thing to be like, no, Future, that was so wrong? So I'm like, nah, man. Like, I just wanted to shed light on the fact that when something is an issue in the white community, it's an epidemic. We got to fix this. We need to find solutions.
Yeah.
For black people,
Yeah.
we dying from harsher realities. We dying like in the streets. It's crazy, and nobody is like, internal affairs not really getting the job done. Maybe we need to come up with a new organization
Right.
that holds these people account.
Yeah.
Nobody said we need jobs. We need them. But nobody has said, hey, let's create a second organization to stop all of this,
Right.
this police brutality and wrongful killings and police walking up in people's houses and murdering them and then saying that they were tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be somebody that's on that, and it's not.
Accountability.
So that was my thing. I just wanted to shed light on the differences and spin Trump's words because he be tripping.
Yeah,
That's what that was about. But
does.
thank you, because that's a real that line was real live.
It really
important to me.
was. Yeah, I had to rewind it. I had to rewind it a couple of times. I was like, wow, and I had to remind myself of that whole situation with Jerome Murdo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what makes it so bad is that it's one thing when you're a vet and they don't treat you well in this country when you're a vet. It's one thing when you're homeless. They don't treat you well when you're homeless.
Right.
And then it's one thing when you're black. They don't treat you well when you're black. But you got the nerve to be black, homeless, and a vet. Like, just as like you really can't win for losing in that situation, and them treating him like that is just an indictment on just how trash America is when it comes to treating its citizens. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're white and unless you're a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Yeah. So, but another one of my favorite songs was and I've been wanting to ask you about this. Posh.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is that like? What defines that for you? Because you say it a lot. I see you say it, on Instagram. I see you say it even in references in other songs before you even made this song.
Right.
So what is that? What is that?
Pac.
Yeah.
Pac. Is it's kind of like my whole brand. So my brand is Pineapple Club. We can get into a conversation of why I chose that later or in a different interview, but that's my brand.
Okay.
So the acronym for Pineapple Club that I chose is PAC.
Okay.
Because PAC, I like how it sounds when I say PAC, and then PAC is synonymous with rap. When you hear that, you're gonna think rap music.
Right.
And that's just like I just put everything that I identify with into Pineapple Club. So therefore, it's in Pac.
Okay.
So when you listen to Pac-ish and you hear the words and the things that I'm saying, the things that I'm talking about, that's me. That's what I stand for. That's what I believe in.
Yeah.
And yeah, that song just, I mean, and I liked it because it got like that sample from Sonder, and Brent Fires is from here, and it just was like, that sample is infectious.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is.
it just all went together. That kind of thing was like a perfect stew for me. Like, but yeah, Pac-ish it just embodies me and like what I represent, what I stand for.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Because the part that stuck out to me was when you said, all my competition full of prescriptions, courses full of collisions, and I'll be damned if I be one of them stuck in the middle. Upper echelon, niggas hustling backwards, and you finessing wrong. I'm from the 3-0, circumstances that put pressure on, but when you come up out it, you be shining like a diamond, the product of perfect timing.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like that's you.
Yeah, yeah, that's me. That's me right off. Yeah, that's me. I can't. Yeah, man. That's my song. I rock with that song.
Yeah.
A lot.
I can say out of the 7 series, that's my favorite one.
Thank you.
That's
Nah,
my
I
favorite one.
appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate that.
Absolutely. So, talk about some of the other stuff that you got going on, because you got, you do a lot of skits too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You did one with what's my man? Why I can't think of his name right now? The Disney Plus skit.
Oh yeah. With my man, Dirty Rice.
Yeah, Dirty Rice. Yeah. Man, that drink was hilarious.
Yeah, man. So that's my man. Dirty Rice is my man from like way back.
Yeah.
We used to intern at 92Q together, and now of course he's a personality on 92Q. So me and him just was like looking for ways that we could support each other and work together, and he had the skit thing already going on, but I had noticed they had slowed up, and I was like, bro, you on the radio every day, so like you gotta, having your content keeping it coming is like really a benefit for you. So I was like, well, I got the camera and I do a lot of shooting. I shoot a lot of stuff. So I was like, well, let's work together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I started shooting his skits, and you know, we brainstormed together. So some skits that we'll talk about, it only has to be him, or maybe him and a girl, or you know, whatever. And some, it needs more people, and that's when I'll step in and I'll be in it. I'm super funny, like, don't get me wrong, like my girl would try to say that she funnier than me, but I'm the funny one. But I be tuning it down a little bit, just because I'm like, I'm the rapper, you know what I'm saying? I'm the rapper, so you know what I'm saying, I help write the skits, and sometimes I'm in them, but it's just like, I think it gives a different avenue of go hard, you know what I'm saying? And what I've noticed is like, everybody is not going to buy your ticket and show up to your show.
True.
Like
Very true.
it's gonna be a corner of my fan base that does that, and then there's gonna be a corner of my fan base that they stream the music. They don't leave their house. They don't talk to people about the music. They just stream the music.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to tap into all of the different corners of my fan base, and since I'm going to always say funny stuff anyway, so I'm like, I mean, that's genuine. So I do the skits, and I like them. I like the skits, man, because it gives me a chance to like edit, because I edit a lot of my own work too, and I usually end up editing videos and stuff like that, and it gets tiring, because I'm not a videographer. You know what I'm saying? Before I started doing my own videos, I was like, yeah, I shoot my own videos, do all of that, and it's cool. I do like it,
right?
But it takes a little bit of the fun out of organizing all of my plans.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
So yeah. So but the skits, it doesn't do that. Because I'm laughing while I'm editing them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking about what else I could have done. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about different skits.
Yeah.
And I can kind of play the background with it, and at the same time, I completely control when I jump in front of the camera.
Right.
So that's why I like the skits. I also do dance videos as well. So if there's dancers out there and you know, you kind of want to give a different element other than you setting up your phone and dancing in front of the phone, you can hit me up on my Instagram, GoHardMikeLee, or GoHardMikeLee Music. Either one of those work, and you know, I could do a little treatment for you for a dance video. I work with this guy, Jesus, what is his name? On Instagram is Ace Skywalker is his name on Instagram. But
I see him around.
yeah, you can check my Instagram. I got dance videos of him up there, but I like the dance videos too because that's art, but it ain't rap. It ain't dudes jumping around with guns pointed at the camera. Which, hey, shout out to all y'all real videographers for shooting people that got guns pointed at you. While you shooting them. I don't know if you ask them to unload the gun before the scene starts. I feel like that's kind of sus. So I feel like you just gotta like let it rock. Like if y'all got guns, I just gotta let you do what you doing. But
No,
yeah,
don't turn
man.
out like the Brandon Lee situation.
Yeah, man. So
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Was it maybe a couple years ago? They was doing a video over there, East by Eastern Avenue. The young guy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Shot him.
Yeah, man, so I and that's my thing. That's why I don't want to get deep into the videography thing, because I don't really want to deal with that. Just straight up, like I don't want to deal with that. That's not how I want to make my money.
Right.
But shout out to everybody who do it because a great videographer is hard to find.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
I know some dope ones, so you know if you need to know some, I could send them your way.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, that's
And you
I don't
covered.
even remember
You
what
actually.
your question was.
But you know what? You actually covered two questions.
Okay.
In one answer.
Okay.
Because I was gonna ask you about the whole thing with the videos and everything.
And I got a biz coming too. I got a biz coming that you was in.
Yes, sir.
So I was working on that last night. So
Yes, sir.
that's one of my really big projects that if anybody knows me, you hear about it all the time. But it's gonna be rolling out very soon. I think it might be the last song of 7 series. Like I think that might be how I end 7 series, but it's up in the air because I got a lot of work, so I'm just trying to figure out how I want to get it to y'all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, let us know. You know, we gonna plug it.
Yeah, nah, I appreciate. You always be playing my stuff, man. Always.
Yeah.
Anytime, anything I send you, you be playing it.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
giving me feedback. I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we go back, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You was like the first person to give me an interview and not be talking about money and stuff. So
I don't know. I just don't. I don't believe in doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, it's like this platform was created to showcase. You know, showcase people.
Yeah.
So I don't. You know, I know people who do it, but I don't feel right doing that. You know.
I don't really understand it, man. I had when I first was trying to get interviews and everything, and people would be hitting me with $230 fees for interviews, and I'm like, hold up, wait. And then one person I just asked, I was like, what's up with $230 to ask me some questions and for me to answer them?
Right.
And they was like, oh well, we gotta pay for the space and we gotta pay for this. And I'm like, hold up. So I was like, hold up. So you charging me so that you can pay for your business? Like that? It's different if you got merch. And I'm buying your merch
right.
to support and to bring revenue to your business, but you making me pay for the infrastructure.
Right.
I was like, that's like me being like, before you could stream my song, you got to pay for my studio time.
Right.
You got to pay, and I'm just
come on, talk about it.
And it always ends up being like that for the musician.
Yep.
Anything else, it's like you could kind of finagle your way into things being free with like the barter system. But as a musician, especially a rapper, even a singer can finesse her vocals or his vocals and be like, hey, if you want these backgrounds, you gotta pay me this. If you want me to show up at the studio and do runs, you gotta. Even a singer can, but a rapper, it's like we at the beck and call of everybody else. Yeah, the promoter, the videographer, the everybody.
Yeah.
So I just was like, I'ma just, and that's why I started doing like my own interviews and everything myself, because I just want people to see me. And if you're gonna make me pay $200 for your people to see me, and then I look at your YouTube views and it's like, wait, you don't even have 1,000 people watching.
That's what kills me.
Your stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's what kills me about like when I see people charge, and it's like you don't see a return.
Yeah, I'm paying for your infrastructure. I'm not paying for what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get promotion.
Right.
I want promotion. Right. Promotion is you telling all of these people that wouldn't know about me about me.
Right.
And if it's only 6 people, why am I? So basically you saying each one of your viewers is worth $80.
Yep.
Like, nah.
That does,
Absolutely not.
That don't
Yeah,
add
that
up.
does
And then,
not add
then
up.
A year later, I look at the people that was doing the interviews that I was trying to get on. It's not even a thing anymore.
Typically isn't.
So you just was finessing.
Mm-hmm.
You just picked a number, said I'm doing this now,
Right.
and this what you gotta pay. And I mean, get wits, pay it. People who don't really know what they trying to do, pay it just because they like, oh yeah, check my thing out that I got on. A lot of people just doing stuff just to be like, hey, you know I rap. You know I got a song, right? Like
Right.
that's the only reason. They not doing it to really be like, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to rap for the next 20 years. I want to teach other people how to rap. I want to put people in positions so that they can do the thing. That's not their goal.
Right.
Their goal is I want this bag.
Right.
And I want to be able to tell people that I rap. Because if I tell people I rap, they're going to go watch my video.
Right.
Now I need a video. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
that's
I'm
real
just not
talk
like
though.
that.
Yeah.
Long
Yeah.
live balls in the road.
Right. Oh man,
that
Ramsey,
must
did
be
you?
an inside joke.
Oh no, that's actually an extension
Oh, okay.
of now the radio show.
Okay.
You know, because we get so many requests for interviews.
Mm-hmm.
If people were to come on a radio show right now, they'd be coming on in June.
Okay.
So
yeah, you gave me I think you told me I was asking you in August, and you was like, "Yeah, December should be good." I was like, I thought he was joking. I was like, "Nah, but for real." He was like, "No, December's good."
Like, so people always tell me it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to have that many people like requesting to get on the show. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I always feel bad when I gotta turn people away. But now that we have bars on the road. Now it's like, okay, well, we can do. You can either
pull up on people,
right? Exactly, you can pull up on people, exactly.
And man, with your platform, people actually from being on your show follow me, engage with me, and keep following me.
Right.
Quality.
Yeah.
That's right.
Quality.
Yeah.
Right.
So if that's that's priceless.
Right.
That's priceless. I mean, you might go on some other places and don't get me started.
Oh man. So let everybody know where they can find all the songs from 7 Series.
Okay. So 7 Series, for y'all that don't know, is a 7-week series of music that I've been dropping. So I drop new music every week. I've been doing that for 7 weeks. Next week is going to be the last week. So you can find all of that music. One, it's on my Instagram. So my Instagram is GoHardMikeLee Music. You can go to my IGTV and all of the songs are there. Those are just snippets. It will send you to the link in my bio where you can go on and you can get the full songs. So it's just the link in my bio on Instagram, or you could just type my name in your streaming service. If you got Spotify or Apple Music or Tidal, you could just type in Go Hard Mike Lee. All of the songs will come up. They're the most recent 7 songs that I have out. And then they all have the same looking cover art. They all have a 7 on them. So you'll know what's a 7 Series song and what's not. The rest of my music, man, everything is on the link in my bio and on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram and click the link in my bio, there's links to my official website. There's links to music, to videos, everything. So if you want to know about Go Hard Mike Lee, what I got going on, go to my Instagram. Go Hard Mike Lee Music. Everything is there. So yeah.
Yes indeed. Yes indeed. We appreciate you for coming through today, my brother.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. You always pulling me away from the 9 to 5, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go for like an hour or 2, but I'll be back. So I appreciate that, man. You always looking out.
Yeah. Ramsey, did you have anything that you want?
You know, I love the stories. I love to know, as we are out of sidebar, so we probably talk. But you know, my biggest thing, I like bars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
But we going.
You did the hot seat, so I ain't had to do it this time.
That was the hot seat? Man, I feel like I handled that pretty good.
You did. Absolutely. Handled like a pro, bro.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna come back and drop some bars.
Yeah. No, we need that. We need to do that now.
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you straight like this. I'm not today.
Okay. You let me down.
Cause Robert be trying. Oh no. I mean maybe or put a bit. Nope. I'm not doing it.
I asked him straight up.
He asked me, and I was like, nah.
So y'all already went through this.
Yeah.
It's too much music out. It's too much music out for you to stream from GoHardMikeLee for me to be giving it to you free, man.
I mean, hey.
You heard what he was. Heard what he just read.
No,
So I'm just saying. But I'm gonna come back one of these days, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna knock that out.
Yeah. All right. So he gonna give us bars through his music.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you introduce Pac-ish to everybody.
Okay. All right. Bars Radio. GoHardMikeLee. This is one of my songs from 7 series, man. Everybody is giving me good feedback from it. Check it out. It's called Pac-ish.
Official Hump Day Motivation, DMV and beyond. Bars.
That probably take him.
Hold on, let me get in.
But what are you going to do?
This is that Pac. Go hard. They say I go too fast. I tell them it's no such thing. Yeah, man. I'm just trying to get it. I ain't got no time to waste. Pac. Roll it. $10,000. I just been feeling myself for lately, man. For real, like it ain't no such thing as too fast, man. I gotta get it. Look, hey, 10,000 hours, I'm talking repetition. Jewel Santana, I'm with the game, been missing. Rumble, young man, rumble. I made it straight out the jungle. The poverty keep you humble, but see, I'm off that look. Get the ball and you fumble like what you call that shook. Mark Sanchez with it, I keep a Trojan, my Shorty said I could get it and said I'm raw like no kidding, no kidding, no kidding. I've been at this for a minute, never lost the vision. See the sample from Sonderberg, it sound like division. All my competition full of prescriptions, courses full of collisions, and I be damned if I be one of them stuck in the middle, upper echelon. You niggas hustling backwards and you finessing wrong. I'm from the 3-0 circumstances, put that pressure on. But when you come about it, you be shining like a diamond, the product of perfect timing. What's up? I cut. They wanna make my mama proud. Bring my villas and bring some around. Everything around me gotta get it now. Dead in the morning, can't do no sitting down. Just wanna make my mama proud. Sitting down. Some villas and bring some around. Niggas and villas and bring some around.
Everything I want, I gotta get it now. I could be dead in the morning, can't do no sitting down. Just wanna make my mama proud. Put my villas and bring some around.
It's time to get back to AJ Throwback, Ramsey Brown, and Bars. Only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app. Powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. Once again, that was GoHardMikeLee with Pac-ish from that 7 series. Make sure y'all get in tune with that. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't have a whole lot of time, but definitely want to make sure we shout out the birthday people out there. Sagittarius is still holding it down. My main man JT, my man DH Major. Shout out DH Major. Y'all might hear him on a song with me, collaboration coming real soon. My main man Henry, I went to college with, and Brent 10, who will be back. He's a return guest as well. I think he's coming back in February. All celebrating birthdays today, so happy birthday to y'all. My homegirl Ty celebrating a birthday tomorrow. My homegirl Lovey, Kevin, Brian, Brandy, all celebrating birthdays on Friday. Andrea Riley of Girls Gabbin', which comes on, I think they switched to a new time. Well, they're still on the schedule to 7 to 8, but they've been coming on earlier lately. But right here on WinDCRadio.com every Sunday, so make sure y'all check her and Lisa Dove Washington out on Girls Gabbin'. Davino Divine, Sean Smith of Federal District Records. Shout out to Federal District. Tyrone, Shakia, Adrienne, And Hana, dang, I'm trying to think. What was 9 months ago? March 14th, right before the Ides of March. Yeah, that was a busy day right there. December 14th birthdays. Northeast Beast and Janelle celebrating birthdays on the 15th. Tracy and my man DJ Maestro up in Syracuse celebrating birthdays on the 16th. And Lonnie, Tori, Millie celebrating birthdays on the 17th. So happy birthday to all the Sagittarius. Still rolling in their season right now. Any shout outs, birthdays, you know?
I'll keep coming prepared with my birthday.
Yeah.
On top of that.
Yes, for sure. So let's go ahead and close out with this right here.
Words of wisdom to get you through the rest of your week. These are the bars for life.
All right, so this quote comes from, just to let everybody know, we'll do the community calendar on our Instagram page since we're running short on time. Today's quote is from Thomas Edison, and it says, "Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work." That hit me in the heart right there. I was like, dang, and I've been guilty of that, of missing opportunities because like I don't like the work part. You know, like depending on what it is. Like certain stuff, like when it comes to music or creativity, I don't mind doing the work. But if it's something that is like, you know,
you say work.
Yeah, like work. Like I feel like I'm sweating. You know, I almost hate quoting him sometimes, but I always think about something Creflo Dollar said. You know what I'm saying? He said when something's an anointing, it's sweatless. You don't even sweat. But unfortunately, even with the stuff that you're anointed with, you still gonna have to do the work.
Yeah.
You still gonna have to put in the time.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Gotta be patient.
Right, exactly. So, you know, sometimes you gotta look at it in overalls and gotta deal with it.
Like the shirt you got there.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Head Rock. You know what I'm saying? Black rock star superhero. I'll make sure y'all hit him up. Yes. So we definitely want to make sure we give a huge shout out to GoHardMikeLee.
Yeah. Through. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my Fresh Tribe sister. Prowess the Testament. You know what I'm saying? Just great music out. There's too much great music. All of y'all who saying it's not good music out right now,
they lazy.
Thank you. Lazy consumers, get up off your butt. There's plenty of good music. We bring it on here every single week on bars. Right here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yes, please do.
I don't really get too much into it, but this is me.
Yes.
Rebranding. I'm probably going to change the name from Collective Consciousness to something different.
Okay.
But I'm definitely going to, for anybody like this, you get special order.
Yes. That's right. Promote yourself, brother. Promote yourself. That's what this is about.
Merch, how you make your money.
No, absolutely.
Exactly.
I'm in the business of business.
Yes. And I gotta make sure I shout out all the people who are watching on YouTube Live because we weren't on Facebook Live today. But shout out my man Night Train 357. Speaking of Night Train 357, he will actually be here next week. Night Train 357 and friends. Bring the whole crew of folks through next week. You know, gang. Yes, indeed. So definitely looking forward to that. I let everybody know if you win the countdown. Countdown's coming back in January. Just to let everybody know, you win the countdown, come here, get an interview. You know what I'm saying? Or you do it Bars on the Road, get an interview. You know what I'm saying? But engage with us on social media at Bars on Air, all across the board. So definitely looking forward to that. To close out not only 2019, to close out a decade. Y'all definitely don't want to miss that show. We're going to not only be talking about best albums, not just hip hop, best albums we've heard in 2019, best albums we've heard in the decade. Yes. So, you know, get your ears ready. And I'm a finesse Nico real quick. He don't know it yet, but I'm trying to finesse an extra hour so we can, you know, really make it a real conversation. So we may be on an extra hour next week, but I'm not making any promises. But thanks to everybody who tuned in. Shout out also Miss Razzle Dazzle, representing Charleston, South Carolina. Her and Daddy Razzle Dazzle. I definitely got to make sure I shout out one of our biggest supporters. Biggest, like every single week, plugging.
Yes. Chris Razzledale just started following me on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I'm gonna say it, our biggest supporter. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate
Much
what
love.
she does for the show. Absolutely. So and Night Train, he loved your line. I put more fear in men than women with late periods. yeah. That's a line. That's a line and a half right there. Yes, indeed. So we gonna go ahead and wrap up. Like I said, we will be back next week right here with Night Train 357 and friends. Official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. Official. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. And we will see you right here next week. We're going to close out with our defending arsonist of the month, Ramsey Haynes. I should have talked to her mom about playing the song she sent us. It's an exclusive, but you know, we'll unleash it next week. Week. But this is the song that actually made her #1. This is Love Is a Game on the official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. We will see y'all next week right here at 11 a.m. Peace, y'all.
I learned a long time ago that love is in danger from people who only live on lies. I can see in the future that I have to change me. There's so many things I've now realized. Sometimes it's not fair, but it still remains in the air. Pieces of a heart has been broken. But here I am now, no longer a victim of the game that came from words unspoken. Just know love is a game, you gotta know how to play. Love is a game, you gotta know how to play. Until I can see what real love is to me, I will never put myself on hold again. Although my heart skips a beat from the beauty of love, I must control the game so I can win. Sometimes it's not fair, but it still remains in the air. Pieces of a heart has been broken. But open yourself up to what love can bring you. If it's made to work, it won't break a bend. Just know love is a game, it can change who you are. Love is a game, it can change who you are. When the tables are turned, all the lessons you learn become a part of who you're sure to become. Don't ever let them mistake you. Know the words will not break through, 'cause your heart's turned to stone. Just know love is a game, gotta know how to play. Love is a game, gotta know how to play. Just know love is a game, it can change who you are. Love is a game, it can change who you are.
Bars.
That's it?
I did it. Mommy did it?
Yes.
Oh. You want to do bars?
Bars.